Hi everyone, Heather here with Raven Hayes Healing and Divination. I wanted to come on live today and give a little insight on what I say when I'm talking about psychic abilities and what that means. When I say psychic abilities, I'm talking about your Clair-abilities. Well, what the hell are Clair-abilities? So let's talk about those. There are four main Clair abilities, okay, that most people talk about. And then there are a few other outliers as well. So when they talk about clairvoyance, for example, that's the first one. And clairvoyance is the ability to see images. So when somebody says, oh, I'm clairvoyant, what they mean and what they should mean is that they can see images in their mind's eye. Okay, that's related to using your third eye, and that goes along with your third eye chakra. So what kind of images do people see? As a general rule, people see images sort of like symbols. They may see pictures or still life images. They may even see short little movie clips in their mind. So that's when people say they're clairvoyant, and that's the first Clair ability. Now, the next Clair ability is clairaudience, and that's using your hearing or your ears, okay? So that's people that are clairaudient will often hear things in their mind. And it sort of sounds like somebody talking to themselves. Sounds like if I were talking to myself. You have to use your intuition, you have to use your trust that this is coming from a different place and this is your clairaudience kicking in, okay? The third Clair ability is going to be clairsentience. And clairsentience is also known as hi everyone, also known as clear feeling, okay? That's when you get that gut feeling and you really, you get that strange feeling in your gut where you really need to listen to it. That's your clairsentience. This is somewhat related to being empathic. It is not exactly the same, but they are sort of along the same lines. There are similarities. So that's your clairsentience. That's when you just really get that feeling that something isn't right, okay? You know, the hairs just stand up on your arms and you can sense that there's just something not right. The fourth one is going to be claircognizance. And exactly, Donna. Claircognizance is that clear knowing. That's when you just know something. You don't know how you know it. You have no valid reason that you would know this information, but you just do. So a basic example of that in real life would be if you lost your car keys or you lost something and then all of a sudden it just comes in your mind and you just know where they are. You don't know how you know that. There was no clue leading you that way. You just know. You just know. Okay, and that's clear cognizance. Now, there are also a couple, those are the four main ones, but there are also some outliers to those as well, different Clair abilities. And there's two in particular. One is clear tasting, and that's when you get a taste in your mouth. And this is coming from an esoteric or spiritual place. This is also known as, I've seen it known, you always lose your keys. I've seen this referred to as a few different things, clairgustant or clairhambiance. I just call it clear tasting because it's just easier. Gustant or something, yeah, it's something like that. Clear tasting. I think that's just more of a rare one, to be honest with you. So, and the other one that is actually, I think, a little bit more common. That is nasty, yeah. But the one that's a little more common is the clear smelling. And that's really not talked about quite as much. I have seen that referred to as clairalience, clairolfaction, and clairsentist. Three different ways. I simply would call it clear smelling because that makes it so much easier so you know what you're talking about. And that's when you get a scent for something that isn't there, that nobody else is smelling, okay? Now, this used to happen to me Years ago, when we lived in a house, I would constantly smell cigar smoke after dinner in the kitchen. And nobody else smelled it. I smelled it though. Nobody was smoking a cigar. Come to find out, when I ended up speaking to the adult children that used to live there, that grew up there, they made it very clear. They said, oh my gosh, my father, who had passed away, used to smoke a cigar every night after dinner. And so that's that scent that I was getting. You can also smell different perfumes, and that was the other thing I would smell in one particular room intermittently. Yeah, you think somebody else is smoking, and I think I remember that's what I was like, who is smoking in the house? What is this? And then it's not cigarettes. What, this is weird. It's cigar smoke, and we don't smoke cigars, so what is this coming from? It was really, really bizarre. And I also had experiences where I would smell this very old, weird perfume in one particular room in that house. And that, of course, was coming from the female spirit that was there that we ended up seeing, and all of that. So these are the Clair-abilities, okay? And these are the things that kind of make up your sixth sense, your psychic abilities, and these are the things that psychics are going to use if they're worth their weight. Mediums will use. They're using all of these different senses to gather information together about something spiritual, about somebody in spirit, or talking to spirit guides and getting information in this way. Okay, so when we talk about psychic abilities and your Clair-abilities, I want you to know that these are the things that we're talking about. Your clairvoyance, your clairaudience, your clairsentience, your claircognizance, and the other ones, your clairsmelling or your clairtasting. Okay? Now, it's my belief personally that we all have these abilities to use these Clair-abilities. We all have them at some level. Just like if you're able to cook, we're all pretty much able to prepare food for ourselves. Now, some of us may be at the level where we're just preparing a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and other people may be preparing a 4-course meal. It just depends on your skill set, right? But with practice, you can kind of improve your skill set. So I feel it's the same way with your Clair-abilities. With practice, if you do exercises to practice it, you're going to be able to improve them. And it may just be one, it may be all of them, maybe a few. You may be stronger in one area and weaker in other areas. But regardless, I do think that we are all able to really develop these gifts if we choose to. So my challenge for you today is, and for the rest of the week, is to write down in the comments what you feel is your strongest Clair-ability and what you feel is one of the ones that you really need to work on that's not quite as strong. And let's talk about some ways that we can start working on them. Okay? I will talk to you soon. Have a good rest of the day.